Hey y'all, this is Cassie Bullinger. I am director of hashtag No Limits, y'all. I am coming to you tonight on our Work It Wednesday. So I have been so inspired. I was listening to a podcast. I know I've been starting this for the last couple of months now, or a month or so, of saying how inspired I was by Jesse Lee podcast. And this is the reason why. I listen as I'm driving. I go through the podcast. It basically is just on. I get in the car. I don't even listen to music anymore. I'm just trying to fill my brain while I'm doing something else until something goes, aha. One of the ones that she was talking about was learning your business and changing your mindset. Now, as our business grows, it's going to evolve. And you have to realize that you are going to evolve along with your business. So when you first start, you get that whole excitement of like, oh, this is something new. This is so much fun. I want to get all the money and I want to get all the things. And you kind of in the back of your mind, you're sitting there thinking like, oh, this is going to be just easy peasy. I can just tell one person and they're going to buy $1 million worth of stuff. And I'm just going to be a millionaire and all the great things. And life is just going to be great. And then you start looking at it and you realize that you kind of have to work at it. It's not that it's hard, but it is work. So some people just associate anytime that you have to work that it's always going to be hard. Now, there are times that it's difficult. There are times that it's frustrating. There are times that you go through and you think that I can't do this anymore. I don't know, why am I doing this? We're all on different pages. We all have a different story and a different journey. The journey I'm going through is not the same as Lisa's, the same as Mary Alice's or Alicia's or Jessica's. All of our journeys are different because we're all in different parts of our life. I'll be 43 this year. I've been doing this now for almost 2 years in May. It's exciting. It's scary. I look back and I don't even imagine this is where I was going to be. I got to take a drink because this is about to get good. So I'm going to talk a little bit about like my story. And the reason why I'm talking about my story is because there's a part of this that's going to feed into what I'm talking about tonight. So when I started, it was basically after Lisa had bugged the crap out of me and kept asking me, you want to join Cincy? You want to join Cincy? It's $20. Do you want to join Cincy? And I was like, whatever, fine, I'm going to do it. But I'm only doing it for 3 months. While the website is free. If I'm not even making the $10 a month, I'm quitting. Just FYI. I don't want any more questions after it. That's all I'm going to do. And I seriously was just like, yeah, whatever. This is just kind of one of those things. I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it. And I seriously half-assed it. But I told her that I would do anything she asked me to do. And I was going to continually do that for the 3 months. So I would give her my attention and I would just learn from her for 3 months. And then I was going to try it the way that she was going to teach it. And I full-heartedly did. So she was like, well, you need to just message everybody. You need to let everybody know. She even gave me like a little blurb to send out to people. And of course I modified it because the things that she says isn't the things that I say. And I thought it sounded weird. And I'm like, I'd never say that. And you should do that. You should never use anything just verbatim. And I started getting, I sent out messages. It's like, hey, I started my new business. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm staying home. I lost my job, blah, blah, blah. I'm doing a launch party. And like the first 5 to 6 days, I think I got a couple of orders in. And some people ordered online. And I think I got to about 200. And Lisa's over there like going, yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good. Well, I was collecting orders too, but it wasn't like a lot yet. And I realized that my momentum wasn't really going. I'm like, I need to make some money because guys, I had not worked in 2 months. So I had this fear of like, how am I going to pay rent? I just spent our last $20. How am I going to do this and do it well? Because there's this thing in my brain that tells me that if I'm going to do something, I got to be the best at it because I can't fail and I can't be second place because second place sucks. Second place is the first place loser. And that's how I was raised. I mean, I've been very competitive my entire life and I don't settle for second place. I just don't. So I started my VIP group. So this is now like 10 days in. I started my VIP group on the 27th of May. And the reason why I remember this is there was actually, I keep saying there's 3 days and there was actually, I think 4, because I think in May there's 31 days. So I had 4 days, but my 5th day would have been on the 1st of June. So of course, if I want to get paid the next month on the 10th, I needed to make sure everything was in the 4 days. So I seriously was like, I started the VIP group and I invited the people and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to invite everybody. Invite. Oh, it says I invited too fast. Okay, Lisa, I can't invite anymore. And it says like, I have to wait. So I'm just, what else should I do? And she's like, do you not have any preconceptions? Don't tell yourself no. Everybody's going to just message everybody. Don't say they're not going to buy, just message everybody. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. I'm going to message everybody. And I'm sitting there and I'm just messaging and I'm messaging and I'm messaging and I'm messaging. I don't even wait for people to respond. And if they do, I don't care because I'm getting my messages out. I'm messages. And then I start going back and I'm like, oh, they want the website. Okay. So my website, where's my website? And I'm like, I'm now freaking out because someone actually said yes. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what do I do? What do I do? And so I keep going through and I realized that the more messages I was sending, yeah, I was getting some no's, but there were some yeses coming in there. And guys, when I sit there and say that I messaged over 200 people in like 3 days, I seriously have 200 people that I was messaging because I went through my entire phone book. I went through my entire Facebook people. And it didn't matter if I had talked to them, didn't matter if I hadn't seen them. And I'll tell you what, I hadn't talked to Jessica in 20 some odd years. And I'll tell you what, I sent her a message and she's like, ooh, I love Cincy. I'll look at it. I'm like, cool, sweet. Okay, that's a yes. I don't even know if I even asked her what she wanted. I was just like, ooh, move on to the next person. Message Mary Alice. And I was like, oh, hey, do you want to try some Cincy? She's like, I need to smell it. And I'm like, okay, well, I live here. When are you driving up? Because I knew I got 15 testers or 20 testers. I got a mini warmer. That was it. I had not had Cincy in like 10 years. I had to have been in the first 5 years that they had started the company that I gotten my warmers because they were the old basic cheapest warmers I could get, except for my OU. I believe that one was a little bit more expensive, but that was it. And I had wax, but of course I couldn't find the person who bought it from before. I just ended up getting the Walmart stuff and then the dollar store and nothing smelt right. So I would end up using, and I never knew you had to clean it out. Hello, I just piled more wax on top of the other wax. And I love candles because the candles gave the ambiance, all this other stuff. And I loved it. And I was like, I can't keep up with this other wax. I'll just go back to my candles. So I pulled out these warmers. I'm like going live, like Lisa made me go live. I'm like, I look like shit the night that I popped up and that got the box. So I didn't even open my box. I put it off to the side because I'm like, I ain't going live. I look like hell ran over. My face was all red. I've been sitting outside smoking my cigarettes out in the heat of Texas because this is May. You know, it gets to be like 105 in May. You know, we don't get the 120 until June, July. And I'm just like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it yet. I'm not doing it yet. I'll do it tomorrow. So the next day I took a shower and I like did something with my hair. And at this point, my hair was getting shaggy long. And I don't remember if it was like that week or the next week, but I ended up shaving my back of my head because it was hot. And I went live. And, you know, people are telling me no. And everything started to change when I realized that I may be getting no's, but I was starting to get some yeses. So I knew I had to get through the no's. And I knew back in the other direct sales business I had done that there was a Go for No book that I had gotten and downloaded the audiobook, and it had stated you need to go for 100 no's. And there's a lot of people that state that. There's a lot of people that talk about that book. And the reason why is because you've got to get going. It's like trying to push a boulder up a hill. If you just push it once and stop, it's going to roll right back to where it's at. And you push it up again and it rolls right back. If you keep the momentum, you can slowly inch it up and keep going. And then when you get to the top of the hill, it starts to roll down. And that's kind of when your yeses start coming. So you get no's and no's and you feel like you're just pushing and pushing and nothing is happening, but you're inching up, maybe on an incline, and it may feel like it's getting harder. But once you get to the top and you start getting those yeses, it starts to flow. And there's going to be ups and downs. There's never a straight path. There's never just a one way to do anything. I am so not even looking at my notes, guys. I'm telling you, this is flowing. But the things in my business that I did in my first month, in my 6th month, in my year and a half, I'm almost at 2 years, has changed. And the thing is that we start to evolve, we start to understand. But when people start looking at like, oh my gosh, no, I can never do what she does. You're right. You'll never do what I do because you're not me. You don't have my experience. You don't have my history. You don't have my anything because you're not me. I've been on a whole different path my entire life. You're not going to be like me, but your path is going to be yours and you're going to have your own struggles and they may not be the same as mine. You may not have the struggle of being told that you were ugly, fat, and no one liked you for a long time. You may have not had that struggle of having brothers beat up on you all the time. You may not have had that struggle, but you've had other struggles. And when you start to realize that first, the small things that you do will evolve your business, you'll grow yourself, you will cultivate a new environment around you, you can start to realize that you need to talk to yourself differently. Because no's are not anything to be scared of. And no's, I mean, gosh, when you tell a kid when they're a baby, that's one of their first words, right? They always hear no, and they start saying no because it's like, hey, don't put that in your mouth. No, come here. Don't go over there. Don't go over here. If a child heard no and just stopped and never did anything else because they were told no, they would never grow up. They would never know their boundaries. They would never know their limitations. So why is it as adults, we hear no and we think the world stops? Like, I'm a failure. I can't do this just because someone tells you no. Well, do y'all go eat in restaurants ever? Have you ever told the waiter or the waitress no? Do you think that she just like dropped her thing and he walked out because, oh, they told me no? I asked them if they wanted a refill. They said, no, my life's over. I can't do this anymore. No. Asking your customers and asking people, you have to think of yourself as a server, as a servant for giving them something that they may not know they need. So if you walk in to a restaurant, you've never been there before, and they sit down and, they say, hey, what would you like to drink? We have this, this, and this. Oh, I want this. And they're like, would you like a lime with that? Or would you like a straw? If they're asking something that they're building on of what you've already requested, do you get upset because why do I need a straw? I didn't ask for a straw. I mean, you're not going to do that because you're like, no, I'm, don't need a straw. They didn't get upset. You shouldn't be upset because they just asked if you needed something that you were already getting. When you start realizing that the no's in your life don't define you, just because someone tells you no today does not mean that you are a failure forever. It means that you're learning how to either speak to them, talk to them, or maybe they don't see the value in what you're doing in the products in something. And sometimes the no is because they don't have the money and they're just telling you no because they're embarrassed. So you have to realize that no's are not a finality. There is nothing final about a no. I was talking to Mary Alice yesterday, and the analogy came up of whenever you have to mow grass. So if you want to think of our business as a lawn of grass, and there's all the little blades, there's the weeds, there's the rocks, there's the sticks, and you don't go out there and you don't go and cut one little thing at one time and then be like, oh, this grass is going to take forever. I can't do it. I cut it like one blade and it doesn't look cut. And you may go do a second one or a third one, and maybe you're determined and you're going to cut like a whole little row with little scissors. When we start out our business, we don't know what tools to use. We don't know what's going to work with what we're working with, because I may have a whole bunch of weeds that I have to dig out. I may be having to worry about the big trees to go around. So you have to look at your business as, how do you want to cultivate or grow your business? And what do you have the obstacles to go through? Do you have rocks in your yard that you have to dig out? Do you have sticks you got to pick up because you have a a tree? Is your grass grow really, really fast? Or are you trying to grow grass? It doesn't all happen instantaneously. It takes time, it takes steps, and you have to learn. So then we learn, okay, well, I don't have to use scissors. I'm going to go get this mower, but it doesn't have a motor. It's the old school. I mean, some of y'all may not even know what the old school one is. I'm probably dating myself, but they were just blades on a wheel and you just pushed it and it just cut. Like that was it. And so you start using that. And is it perfect? No, but you know that you can go over it a couple different times. You have to go over a different direction. It's not mulching all of it. So once it cuts, you got to go and rake it up and you got to move it around, or you just leave it and be like, ha, God's going to blow that stuff into someone else's yard. I'm good. So we learn the different things of like, okay, we found this better, but maybe we couldn't afford the mower with the engine, or maybe we can find a mower with the engine, but we can't get a self-propel. And now I got 2 acres of lawn I have to mow with a non-self-propel mower that has gas, that has a leak in it. So I have to keep refilling it. We're all going to have obstacles. I have no idea where all this came from, but I'm just saying that you have to look at your no's are like the blades of grass, or maybe the obstacles, however you want to look at it. But you have to start getting them before the lawn's going to look how you want it. It may not be perfect. You compare it to your neighbor next to you, but you know what? He spends all night on his lawn. He goes through and he manually picks out every weed and digs up that root so that it never grows. And then he goes through and he has to fertilize and he has to go do this and he has to go do this. And he spends like 3 days just to get the lawn to look good for 1 or 2 days. And then it's back to growing up. So when you start comparing your lawn to someone else's lawn, you don't know what they've had to do or what obstacles they had to come over to get to where you need. So when I did back from whenever I started, I heard a lot of no's. And then I started realizing no's were okay. And we were at a team dinner over at Lisa's house. And we started talking about everybody's getting no's. And I'm like, oh, I get all these no's. And I get this look on my face. And Lisa goes, why do you have that look? And I'm like, because I love no's. She's like, you're the only person who I know loves no. I hate a no. I can't stand getting no. I'm like, but it's going to happen. So why not embrace it? And going back to that, it made me realize that if we don't embrace the no's, we're never going to learn. We're never going to learn what we need to do better. Again, the no's are not always no forever. It's just no right now. And they have a reason behind it. I need some more water because we're getting going. So I was hearing no's all the time. We're talking like symphonies. Like I seriously could probably do a song about nope, nope, no money, nope, nope, no time, nope, nope, don't want to do no party. You know, nobody can see Jetty, like nobody could see anybody. We couldn't go visit because we couldn't see, we weren't allowed to be out like driving around. So I couldn't take my testers to anybody. So literally I am smelling the 15, 20 testers I had and trying to explain it to them. Then I'm like, I'm explaining these scents horribly. So what did I do? I went to my website and I pulled it up, I pulled up the scent and I'm like, oh, so it has a fresh, brisk smell of ocean rain and it's mixed with mint. And I'm basically reading off the description that's on our website. People are like, ooh, that sounds good. I want that. I'm like, sweet. So anytime anybody ever asks, what does it smell like? I seriously went and copy and pasted what it said on our website and sent it to them. Because I didn't have the testers. Guys, it took me 4 months before I got a full set of testers. A full set. Like well, maybe not that long. Hold on. So I started in May. We had June, July, August started the new July started the new catalog. So I had 2 months of 20 testers. I got the transition testers, not realizing that the transition testers and my 15 testers was not a full set. So I think I waited till after I hit director and I bought a full set. I was done. Like I needed all the scents because I felt like I needed to smell them. Guys, you don't need to smell them. The people that say that when they want to start and they're starting with the 20 testers, they can do it. You can read. If you can't read, we need to have a whole other conversation, but you can read the descriptions off and read it to them, copy and paste it to them. I mean, those scents are pretty dang spot on. And then of course, in the beginning, everybody's like, oh, well, I really like this scent by Victoria's Secret, or, oh, I have this Glade spray that I just absolutely love. Do you have that? Well, I don't sell Victoria's Secret and I don't sell Glade. But I did look it up online on what the description is and went and compared it and just Google, like not Google search. I went through our stuff and I put like coconut or lemon and saw all the descriptions, said this is as close as I could find. So, where was I even going? Oh, so back to the no's. So I seriously strived for no's, and I would message and message and message. And so honestly, I mean, with your hands or your fingers up, do you know how many times, like how long it would take you to get 10 no's? If you had to do it right now, how long do you think it would take? Do you think it would take you like 5 minutes, like an hour, 2 days, like 10 solid no's? Not a no response. Like no response is a no response. That's not a no. That means they didn't see it. They didn't care to respond. They're ignoring you because they don't want to answer. So how long do you think it would take to get 10 no's? Anybody? You can unmute. You can just one day, 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 day. Okay, so we got 1 day to get 10 no's.
Depending on what time of day it is. I mean, because, you know, I mean, like whether people are awake or they're working or whatever,
Okay.
depending on what time of day it is. So like right now, if I was to send out messages like right now at bedtime-ish, I would say it could possibly take through tomorrow lunchtime.
For 10 no's.
To actually get 10 responses back.
Okay. Okay. So
yeah, that's why I said 24 hours one day.
Yeah.
okay.
24 hours. I mean, if we started at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I would say by bedtime.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, I haven't even given a time, but your prime time. Say it's Saturday. You have nothing going on, because I know Lisa's going to say, well, you have nothing going on. It's a perfect Saturday day. Maybe it's a cloudy day, so you know everybody's at home, and it's a perfect opportunity for you to sit down and send out messages. Would 1 day be enough time, a whole Saturday afternoon, because you have nothing going on, to get 10 no's?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So full perfect Saturday with nothing else going on to get 10 no's. Well, guys, I can tell you this right now. I've tried getting 10 no's. I never get 10 straight no's. I really don't. I don't try all the time either, because I am busy. I don't sit and do. I used to get in Facebook Messenger jail. Guys, a Facebook Messenger jail was like a trophy to me. I was like, woohoo, I'm back in Facebook Messenger jail, because they weren't responding. I didn't care, because I knew that was like my stopping point. Like, that's what I worked. So that's what the reason why I asked is because some people, they send out a message, they get a no, and then gotta go take like an hour-long break. They're like, oh my gosh, that was so hard. It was so hard. I got my first no. And then like you get the second no and you're like, oh my gosh, I need a drink. I'm not even sure what's going on right now. I can't do this. You get to like your third no, and it's like 7 months later and you're like, I need a meditation cruise. Because we fear the no's. Now, the book that Go for No's is basically it's basically just down to numbers. The more people you ask, your average will be X amount. So for me, my average was, I normally get no's. I probably get about 6 or 7 no's before I get a yes. And that's on average. Like that's if I'm messaging 20, 30, 40, 50 people. If I message just 6, doesn't mean the 7th one's going to be a yes. We're looking at the probability, like, yeah, the whole mind thing. Anyways, but one thing you need to think about is you need to celebrate your no's. And the reason why you celebrate your no's is because you are a step closer to getting to a yes. And now, you know, talking with some people, I realized that everybody's like, well, what's the no for? The no can be for anything that you need it to be. So when you're looking through your business, one thing to start realizing is that what is the things I need to work on? Do you need to work on PRV? If you are building a team and it's a struggle to hit like 500 a month, then you need to go for no's on getting sales or parties. Because if 500 is a struggle, it's going to be harder and harder to hit whatever amount you're really wanting to get. We kind of put ourselves a limitation. When you say 500 is where I have to get, you kind of stop when you hit it like 490, knowing, oh, I only need 10 more dollars. I can message 6 people. I know I can get 10. But you don't really have to stop there. It should be, if you're getting close to 500, then you need to automatically push it up to 1,000. And you need it, like, after that, if you start getting close to 1,000, you need to be pushing up to 1,500 or 2,000. Guys, 2,000 gets you a whole extra 5% on your commission. I mean, there's money on the table there. And I know a lot of people will say, oh, but it struggles to get me active. It's a struggle for me to get 500. It's a struggle to get 1,000. But again, at the same time, is that we've put a limitation that that's the top, like that's where we need to stop. If you didn't have that mindset of like, I only need to get to here and then I'm done and I'll save the rest of it for next month, you're kind of putting a limitation on yourself that no one else is. This company is amazing because there is no cap. Like, they don't say that the most you can sell in 1 month to get the commission is 5,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 or 90,000 or 100,000. There is no cap. You get paid your 25% commission on any amount of money that you sold. Like, you get it no matter what. You get the extra bonus after 2,000. So in your business, as you're starting out, it's going to be a struggle in the beginning because you got to first get used to the no's. You got to know that just because they tell you no, it does not mean that the day is over, the life is over, that you're done with Cincy. You need to know that your customers need you to be consistent, and your customers need to know that you're going to be there. One of the first questions, and a lot of the first year, the questions that I got was like, well, how long have you been in this and how long are you going to be in it? And I'm like, look, I'm a lifer. I promise you I'll be a lifer. No matter how much I'm involved, not involved, I will always be in Cincy because I see the future in it. And the reason why I got a lot of the customers in the beginning was because, oh, my consultant quit. I haven't been able to get my consultant moved, and I want to find someone local, and I just need some light bulbs. I don't want to pay the shipping on the light bulb. Can you add it to your bulk order? You know, that kind of thing. And you get that response a lot because there's so many people that just quit and give up and are just done. And people aren't just going to flock to your website just because you post it. Guys, you've got, until you have a lead, title, or higher, people can't even randomly come across your website unless you give it to them. So until you hit lead, you need to be messaging everybody and giving them the link so they can order, posting your link on your VIP, your regular page. Guys, I got 2 random orders for the Disney Castle just because I posted it on my regular Facebook. Guys, it wasn't that I went and asked for it and looked for it. I posted it because I wanted everybody to know, because not everybody on my Facebook is on my VIP page. So I just posted it so anybody else can look at it or find it. They searched Disney Castle. It was going to be that one of my posts was going to be there. May not be the top one because everybody and their dog was doing it. But why? I mean, I have tons of friends that nobody else is friends with that's in Cincy World. Some of them have a whole bunch of mutual friends. It doesn't matter. Oh, hold on. I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. I promise I'm getting there. I got to flip some pages. I wrote really big. So remember, whenever I'm talking about any of the stuff that I've gone through, that you cannot compare my journey and my chapter to yours. Okay. I have now, the only person here that has been in Cincy longer than me is Lisa. All the rest of you have started after I started, because 2 of the girls on here are from my team. So, and I know Alicia hasn't been here for very long. You have to realize that the challenges I'm coming about and the things that I'm doing in my business are things that I'm doing because I've been in for almost 2 years. I cultivated an amazing VIP group, and I built it up and I built it up and I built it up to almost 900 people. And then I cut it down to like 200 because I was tired of sending messages to people who didn't even know they were in my VIP group, because I did have an amazing customer who was constantly just inviting people, and they would just accept because so-and-so invited me. Ooh, I'm just going to accept. They never even looked at my page, never did anything on my page. And I had to dwindle it down because for my mind, I'm like, it took me a month to get through every single person to message. And I seriously was systematically going down the list and messaging every single person in my VIP group once a month, because it took me that long to get through the 900 people. And I was wasting time with people who first didn't even know they were in a Scentsy group. Secondly, probably never heard of Scentsy or even cared to buy Scentsy. They just happened to be invited in the group and they were just there. And then third, they're like, why is this chick messaging me about a group I'm not even in? When I didn't just find them randomly on Facebook, they were in my group. So I changed the way I did my VIP group. Now, I never did parties. Guys, the only parties that I have are the ones I personally put up. Those are the only parties. I may have a random person who wants to try and earn some free and half price items, but my people in my VIP group are amazing and they help. They just know when they go to order to go pick any party that's open to help someone out. They just know to do it, so they do it. And a lot of people will hit on my parties to the 200 just because other people put random orders on. So one thing that I wanted to do, and I talked to Lisa about this yesterday, is I want to put a challenge out there and an incentive for every single one of you. And I've heard this before, like, you know, there's times that incentives get put out and you're just like, I can't do it. Like, there's just no way. Like, I knew when Lisa had put up the incentive that I have been struggling to hit director. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to hit my rank, because it's not just me. It's, you know, I'm revamping my business. I'm revamping my team. I have people that have fallen off and come back. I have new people coming in. I have some people that have never done anything. And you know, it's not like I was like, well, I'm not going to do anything with Scentsy. I tried, but I knew that it wasn't for me going to be easy, because being a director and staying at director is not always an easy task when you have the small team like we have. I have 33 people, including myself, that's on my team. And I'm one of the smallest director teams. Like, because even Lisa has a bigger director team than I do, because my team is part of her team. Like, there is a group of people in here that help Lisa get on there that aren't even involved in my team. And so having 30 people is not easy. We've done it. We've done it quite a few times. It's just not something we can consistently do. And that is on me. I need to grow my team, and I need to expand, and I need to get new people in, because once you get somebody in that's just like loving everything about Scentsy, it grows the excitement again in everybody, especially myself. When I get to talk to anybody and they're like bubbling because, ooh, you know, I got a new party and I'm doing this and I found this new way to do this. Like, it really truly fills my cup, because I know that something I'm doing is helping. Something I'm like, I gave someone the opportunity, or I allow them to know about the opportunity, and they're finding a joy in this business that not everybody finds. So I'm personally putting this challenge out to everybody. That means anybody in 5150 and below, to see who can get the most no's for the rest of the month, and to be accountable of what you're getting no's on. I need screenshots, or Lisa needs screenshots. So the winner of the most no's, and even if you want to go back, it has to be in the month of March. So there needs to be at least some time, date stamp or something. I know that if you press on a message through Android, it shows the date and time. I believe it does that also on iPhone. They'll give you the date and time. And we want to see the no's. And the reason why is not only just to, like, I don't want you to think that I'm trying to check up on you, but we want to see some of the responses of no. Like, why are they saying no? Are they saying I don't have time? That's a no. I don't have the money. That's a no. Because then it also helps us help you know what to say. Like, there's always, in the very beginning, I wanted to do a rebuttal bus, because there's not many no's that people give me that I don't have an answer for. Like, there's always something I can say. When they say that they're busy, that they have their kids are in all these sports and they're doing this and they're doing that, I use Lisa as an example all the time, because Lisa's got like 10,000 kids going around, because I don't know how she's busy 7 days a week going somewhere to do something, but she's always busy. But she still has a director's team. Like, she's still working her business. You know, she's a teacher during the day. She's also on some kind of council thingy, whatever. And then she's got volleyball, basketball, track, college kids, we running back and forth to work, we have different things. So there's all these things. So when people say that they're busy, and I'm like, yeah, I totally understand. Like, and you want to tell your customers that you do understand. You're like, I don't have the time. And like, man, I know, I didn't think I had the time either. I just learned that, I prioritize. Or you can, say that I know that my upline, she's working, a full-time, like I'm working 2 full-time jobs. That's how I look at it. I work 2 full-time jobs. I work 40 hours at another job, and then I work every other time that I'm not at that job at Cincy. I make the time because for me, it's my priority. Now, not everybody is trying to get into Cincy to make this a business. Some people are getting in, they just want to come in, they want to get their free stuff, they want to get some money, they want to be able to go on a date night. Right now, I mean, we should probably just push about the whole thing is that, do you need some gas money? Like, seriously, guys, with the gas going up as it is, you can work from home. You're not having to drive to a second job. You're not having to try to get another job for daycare. You can work from home. You can work from your car. You can work from a doctor's appointment. You can work from volleyball. You can work from basketball, from cheerleading, from football. You can work from your phone anywhere you have your phone.
Okay,
Guys.
let me interrupt real quick.
Okay.
So I had volleyball practice. Guess who's coaching volleyball? Me. So I took a time out. Madison took over. She was doing a drill, and I stepped over by one of the poles, and I scheduled a couple of posts, and then I responded to somebody else. I mean, truly, you can do it at any time you have. And in that amount of time, that 60 seconds, I searched up like 2 different people that I knew would have some kind of post, and I copied it, and then I tweaked the verbiage. Like, I don't rewrite things. I'm not that good.
Hey, I am not a creator, I'm a duplicator. So anything that you see on my page, if you're in Lisa's VIP group too, it's going to be a lot of stuff from there. If you're in Jessica's group, there's going to be some stuff from there. There's going to be some stuff from Mary Alice's group. There's going to be some stuff from Alicia's group. Guys, I will take and use anything I want because I can search it. I can take all this time, or I can just use what's available, because the people in my VIP group are not in Alicia's. They're not in Lisa's. They're not in Mary Alice's. They're not in well, some of them may be in Jessica and Mary Alice's, because I have deleted most of the duplications. So that way, I mean, we don't have any crossover, but they're not going to see someone else's post and know that I took it over. I do try to tweak some of the stuff I post on my regular page, but I may have Cincy friends, but my friends aren't on all my Cincy friends pages. So I do take stuff from theirs because they're not going to see it. You have to realize that you just have to find what is part of your, what is your goals through Cincy. If this seriously is just for you to have extra cash and you just want to have fun, then find the things that you have fun with. Like, break down the minimum of like, I have fun. Like, I love doing Happy Mail, but I don't like making samples. I love doing Canva, but I don't like cutting the damn paper because I feel like it takes so much time. Like, there are certain things I love. And so guess what? I outsource it to my daughter who wants to earn money and who wants to be able to go to the dollar store and get candy, or, or she needs to get headphones because she lost her dang headphones again. Like, and then my older daughter, whenever she's like, Mom, I really need like $40. I'm like, when you coming over to work some Cincy? Because as soon as you start working it, I'll give you some money. Like, I bartered in the beginning because some people were like, I don't have the money for Cincy. I'm like, but I need a haircut. Can we just swap? I know that you make jewelry. So I bartered some of the free and half price item stuff that I had just to be able to survive, because there were certain things like I really sometimes needed the cash. So I would sell the stuff that I had because I needed to pay a bill and I needed money to go into the bank account. I didn't want to wait for the PRV and the paycheck next month. So I did that. But you don't have to have inventory. You don't have to sell anything. You don't have to keep anything. Guys, you don't have to use the free and half price items for yourself. But there are some people that love the things. And I loved all the things because I didn't know about giving away a kit. I didn't know about using all that, the free credits to be able to discount a kit, to be able to offer the kit. So since I've been doing that, my parties go to 500. I take them off my website and I try to find someone to take that party. That's what I do. And so this whole night, the inspiration that I got was about the no's and about realizing that we have a lawn that needs to be trimmed. And how do you do it? You've got to do it one blade at a time. You got to get those no's, guys, and you've got to celebrate the no's. So celebrating the no's, I am offering for the top, and I don't even know if this is top, and maybe just everybody who participates. I don't know how squirrely I'm gonna get, but I want to see the no's. I want to see the no's, a screenshot. Now, you don't give me their phone number and their name and all that stuff. You can, like scratch over it and stuff. Like, I'm not trying to steal your customers. I'm not trying to do anything. We want to help, but we also want you to understand that a no is not a bad thing. And you might need help with what to say on the no's and what you're messaging them about. PRV, parties, join. Pick one, pick all three, pick two. Focus on something that you want to do with your business. If you're wanting to grow your team, then your messages and your questions and everything else should be trying to find the people who need the opportunity, who need a little bit of extra cash, who need friendships, who need direction, who need a goal, who need Cincy. That should be your goal. If you are trying to do parties and you want to build up a huge amount of, like, you don't have friends. So if you don't have friends, then you need to find somebody to do a party. It doesn't have to be your best friend. It doesn't have to be, it could be a neighbor. It could be someone who is willing to earn free and half price items. So you need to start messaging people, or you need to like notice if you're in a group, if you're on a Facebook group, if you're, at a party and someone is like, oh my gosh, yeah, I would love to do Cincy, but I can't afford it. Party. So they said, no, they can't buy, but party. There's your party person right there. Well, you can earn it. Okay. No on the PRV. Let's do a party. Well, I don't really, yeah, I want to do a party. Let's see if their party is good or successful, or even if it's not, maybe they want to join the $25 join. Guys, I joined on this kit 2 years ago when it was only $20 and the mini warmer was $20. Guys, look where I'm at. Has it always been roses and butterflies and everything? No, at all. There is times that I get frustrated. There's times that it hits on me and I think maybe I need to be done. Maybe this isn't for me. And God goes, hello, I'm going to throw a $200 order at you that someone's going to put on your PWS. And all of a sudden I'm going to be like, whoa, I didn't even have to ask them. Oh my gosh, someone put an order. Whoa, what's going on? Because I've done the little things. I've cultivated my group. I cultivate my customers. I let them know that, I may not message you all the time. I've been really busy, but if there's something that you see that I post, please message me, comment on it, say something. I mean, if you guys start doing smoke signals, let me know when I need to start looking, and they message me, but they're not going to do that in the very beginning because they don't want to bother you. They don't know if you know anything. You're new, blah, blah, blah. Guys, learn your business, learn your products, learn something. I've talked about in previous trainings that you need to find one product that you can learn the ins and outs of everything. One product, find one, get one. If there's something that you are like, well, I've never used the pods, get the mini fan diffuser along with a pod and use it. Decide if you like it. How do you like it? Why do you like it? Where can you put it? What can you do with it? What scents do they have? And then talk about it. If all you got out of your kit was a mini warmer and wax, then guys, work with the mini warmer and wax. Work with the wax you have. Smell the testers. If you've been in anything longer than one season, turn those old testers over, put them in your dang warmer. Tell people that like the smell. This was from fall and winter from 3 years ago. I don't know. Well, no one's been in 3 years except for Lisa. You can just say this is from 2 seasons ago. This is from the season that just passed. And oh my gosh, I can't believe I missed out on this scent because you didn't get the bar, but you got the tester. You can warm those testers. You can give away the testers. I'm about to all these old testers, guys. I get 2 full sets. I quit getting the transition because my daughter was complaining that it was so hard to go through the old stuff and pull the new stuff out. So I was like, screw it. I'm just going to, with my commission check, I'm going to buy 2 full sets That way they can go in there and they're ready to go. Well, I got a crap load of testers, and guess what? They're being bagged up in 2 and 3s, and just as long as they're different scents that are in them, and they're going to be given to party people for like any parties that I actually get. If someone's going to take a bag party, then they'll be in there so they can give them to their guests. If someone asks for a sample, those are the samples I'll be sending, because there's no reason for me to make samples right now. I can just send them the tester. Like, I'm finding ways to utilize the things I've already paid for. Why not let my testers work for me? Because I have so many. And guys, when I say so many, hold on. Guys, this is full, and I have 3 of these. Okay. So when I say I have a lot of testers, I have a lot of testers. So don't think that I sit there and look at this as like, oh my gosh, Sensei sucks. I'm all like, oh my gosh, I got freebies to hand out. Guys, put them in a Ziploc bag, take them with you. You're at the grocery store, make sure your information's on there. Make sure to hand it out. Talk to people who are within 3 feet of you. 3 feet rule. You will hear in any kind of sales business, 3 feet rule. It doesn't matter if you're in the grocery store line, you're at the gas station, you're at a restaurant, you're at work, you're at school, you're whatever. If somebody's within 3 feet of them, of you, you need to have a conversation. Okay, get the no's. Screenshot them, send them to me or Lisa. And it's a $25. Either you have an option of Amazon, consultant store, you can get a mini warmer. If you need I mean, like $25. So any which way you need it, if it needs to be on Amazon, I mean, like wherever you want it, it doesn't matter. So that's the incentive. It's going to be for the rest of this month. If there's only a couple people that do it, then I'll probably give it to whoever tries it. If I have a whole bunch of people do it, then I may do multiples. I don't know. We're going to see how squirrely I feel at the end of this month. But it's something to celebrate on something that people look negative. Guys, I did not learn how to go live overnight. I did not learn how to use Facebook Live in one time, or how to do it on my phone, or how to do a Zoom. I mean, guys, I just connected the Zoom to our Facebook group, and I'm able to record it, and I'm able to put it on YouTube. Do you think I just learned that just because I knew that? No, I learned it because I wanted to make sure I could do it. I learned things that I wanted to learn to better my business. Now, have I learned all the things? No. There's ways to make reels on Canva. There's ways to make videos and other things on other apps and stuff. And do I want to learn all those? No. I do not want to learn all the things. I want to have all the things, but I don't want to learn all the things. So I find something that I like, and it takes me time. Guys, I cried for 2 hours on the phone with one of my girls from Branson because I couldn't figure out the freaking Canva because it was so retarded. It's a blank screen and there's nothing on it. And she was on the way down to Galveston for her vacation, so she needs to be in the car, and she got on her iPad and showed me step by step. Guys, I get frustrated if I can't get the concept. Like, I know it's supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be easy. And if it continues to be hard, then I stop doing it and I find something else to use. Project Broadcast. I learned about Project Broadcast when I went to Branson at SFR last year. I was so excited to use it. I came back, I watched videos. I couldn't understand. Like, I couldn't get the concept. I got the small concept, but then it wasn't working for me because the responses weren't doing what it was supposed to be doing. And then people were messaging here and I wasn't getting notifications. And so then I was like, they were messaging me in 3 places because I had Facebook and text message and then Project Broadcast. So you have to find the things that work for you. Is Project Broadcast one thing I'll never do again? No, I may try it again later in my business when I've been in for 4 or 5 years. Maybe I'll use it for just my team, kind of an onboarding system. Maybe I'll use it for something else. Who knows? But we have to grow with our business with where we're at. You can't jump and start being the best at everything because guess what? The SSDs are not the best of everything. There are some that are great at PRV, there's some that are great at parties, and some that are great at recruiting, but they get the no's. They know the no's today is not a no tomorrow. They know that the no's do not stop them from doing their business. Guys, if we were told no, we would never have done anything in our lives. I know your parents told you no one time at least in your entire life, and you still did it. And you know you still did it. And as a teenager, you get told no all the time and you still did it. So why don't you take that concept and do it with your business? They tell you no, do it again. Do it again, do it again, do it again until you're getting yeses. And then when you get the yeses, celebrate both the no's and the yeses and get motivated to get the no's. That was the whole thing about this was I need to motivate y'all to get and be okay with a no. A no is not scary. I mean, I tell my husband no all the time. He still tries. Thank God he still tries. So you got to look at it. Laugh it off. If they tell you no, be like, oh, they missed out. And guys, people are going to judge you. They're going to tell you that this is a scam. They're going to tell you that it's too expensive. They're going to tell you that this is stupid, retarded, whatever. Don't do it. Why are you doing it? Well, guess what? They don't pay my bills. And even if my husband tried to tell me that it was stupid, retarded, whatever, it ain't going to pay no bills, I don't give a shit. This is my business. I'm going to do this business for as long as I need to because I find joy in Cincy. I find it with the relationships, with the friendships, with the leadership. Like this makes my heart full seeing faces on here. Like I get to see you guys. I may not live down the street from you. I mean, guys, I needed this. I needed Cincy more than Cincy needed me. And I was not always accepted in so many different things. And I always felt like I didn't belong, like I didn't have that place. And Cincy is my place. I fit in. I mean, you know, if Lisa had never bugged me for 3 different or 4 different times, just asking me if I want to freaking join on a $20 kit, guys, I don't know where I'd be. I mean, it was bad. Like I ignored her a couple of times and she messaged again. And I had to be like, no, not interested. I'm over here wallowing in my self-pity on my couch and I couldn't get up and I was drinking myself to death, guys. I was drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking at home. And so my bartender was amazing and get me drunk all the time by like noon. I mean, then I took a nap because I was drunk and I don't know where I'd be. I mean, I thank God every day for COVID. And I know that sucks. And I'm not trying to say that I wanted a pandemic to happen, but it reset my life and made me realize what's important. I missed out on my oldest child on work because I was working 2-3 jobs away from the house. At least now I know that I can go to my job and I can come home and I can be home. And we all have situations on why this is beneficial. Either this is giving you a different part of your life that you can be grateful for. And things happen to us. And we take that and we have to realize that they're happening for us. If I hadn't have quit Justin, if I hadn't have lost my job, God was trying to show me a path and I kept just fighting against it. And, you know, if it wasn't for Lisa, I don't know where I'd be. And I don't know where I'd be without you guys. Because this is like I mean, I wake up thinking about Cincy and I go to sleep thinking about Cincy and I work my hardest to try to make sure I take care of my customers and my teamies and, you know, but if I didn't have this, I don't know where I'd be. And I don't know if I'd be here. It was bad. So just remember that there is people out there that need Cincy. And if you don't ever ask them, they may never get that opportunity. And I didn't mean to start crying on you guys, but I told you guys. I was feeling it tonight. So just remember that not everybody needs the money. Not everybody needs the acknowledgement, the awards. Some people just need it because they need to feel needed. They need to feel accomplished. They need that for themselves. So it's 9 o'clock. Look at that. I kept it pretty good on time. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the live on Facebook. Let's see if I can do, wait, this one's new. Stop live stream. I'm going to stop recording.